morning everyone. Our topic is about intersectionality. But before we dive into that, let me give a quick recap about the third wave of feminism. The third wave of feminism, it is frequently associated with women of color and intersectionality, and yet the dominance of white, middle-class heterosexual voices has also been observed. Ang third wave of feminism nag-emphasize siya sa women's experience. Also, nag-embrace siya sa women's identity such as race, sexuality, class, gender identity, and disability. And now, let's dive the intersectionality, an important strand of modern feminism that explains how different aspects of an individual reality, such as race, gender, and age, create intersecting system of discrimination. Also, intersectionality has become the theoretical approach popular for many gender scholars over the past few decades, considered to some to be critical feminist research paradigm. Ang intersectionality, popular din siya sa mga gender scholars over the past few decades. Ikani nag-explain din siya sa people's identity, such as race, gender, and other characteristics. Also, nag-help sa analyze how power, privilege, and oppression work together to shape people's experience. Kani nga combination sa identities, naka-create ni siya o privilege o discrimination, or makahimo sa niog multiple and overlapping layer of oppression. Also, naka-help sa niog explain sa na dili ta fully understand sa someone's experience sa pagtanaw lang sa one part of their identity. Example, isa ka black woman nga naga-face siya og barriers sa iyang pagka-black o pagka-babae nga mahimong ma-discriminate siya. Another example, a disabled man ang niya part sa LGBT, maka-experience siya discrimination sa iyang pagka-disability o sa iyang pagka-LGBTQ+.
So, hello everyone, mabuhay. What is intersectionality? It is a way of understanding how different parts of a person, identity, or creating unique experience of discrimination or privilege. For example, a white woman and a black woman. There are both women, but their experience of discrimination kanang basin lahi or maybe different because race and gender overlap. For example, or another way para mas masabtan ang intersectionality maong pagtan-aw sa tinuod nga mga kaso sa itong nga bayi ngadto sa korte. For example, katong kang the Graphene Red versus General Motors. So, gikiha sa black woman ang kumpanya tungod kay gipihig sila sa pag-hire, pero ang korte nagtan-aw ra man sa lahi or sa gender sa usa ka tawo nga gilain or giila ug dili ang duha nga magkuyog. Ang pasabot ani nga mga ila experience as a black woman kay gi-ignore ra. So another experience is katong kang more use helicopter nay usa ka itom nga babayi nga gibalibaran sa usa ka kumpanya tungod sa itom siya o bayi siya, itom siya, babayi pa jud siya. So the court see how her race and gender combined to her experience of discrimination. This shows why intersectionality is important, because people can face more than one type of discrimination at the same time. So in short, in this case, debates nag-remind natong tanan nga ang intersectionality matters because it give us the more full, or give us the full picture of inequality. Thank you.
So let's tackle the promotion of feminist inclusiveness, which means nag-promote siya sa mga kababaihan para sa tanan. First is race. So ang race is nag-discriminate siya about sa appearance sa uban or sa ilang skin color, which means bias siya sa ubang tao. For instance, kung sa unang nga panahon, which is ang mga black woman is kanang naka-experience sila of discrimination sa mga white woman. It's because kanang lahi ilahang color. Ang mga black woman po is kanang less opportunities sa una. Unlike karon nga kanang if kita mo adto tag America for example is kanang ang ila pag-think naton is unique ato apanit. So that's second is race continued. So nagpadayon ang race kanang until now dagan gyapon mang-judge sa usa ka tawo based ang physical appearance. And then but ang mga black woman sa una which is i-argued gihapon sa ang ilang color. And then naa sila theory nga bisag nga ang ilang color is kaya nila mo ay it can be fully empowered gihapon. Next is trans. So, kaya po naman mo sa trans, no? So, part yun na siya sa LGBT. So, within the academy, so, speaking of academy, which is, for example, sa una, di ba, ang kanang, sa una, ang mga LGBTQ is daily open sa academy or school, which is gina-discriminate sex because pakauwaw ra siya sa kuan mao na ilabag think before unlike karon nga every kuan na kanang university is open up na sa kanang LGBT, then also the queer. Next is trans continued. So napadayon gyapon no mo kung giingon ganiha nga sa karon gi-adapt na sa university or open up na sa university about sa LGBTQ. Manaon.
Ato sunod hisgutan kay ang trans. It's essential to be respectful and considerate when using language, especially when discussing sensitive topics like gender identity and urban areas. Matod pa ni Marinosi, 2010, likely explores intersectionality in the context of feminist, inclusiveness, and trans experience. Intersexuality highlights how different identities, sama sa gender, sexuality, race, o class, intersect, shaping unique experience of discrimination and marginalization. In the context of trans experience and feminist issues, intersectionality might examine multiple marginalizations, invisibility, complex identities. Sa multiple marginalizations, how trans individuals face both transphobia and sexism. Sa invincibility, how trans voices are often excluded more mainstream feminist discourse. Og sa complex identities, how trans individuals with multiple marginalized identities sama sa trans women of color og face compounded challenges. This framework can inform more inclusive feminist practices, acknowledging and addressing the diverse experience of trans individuals. Sunod ato hisgutan kay ang trans continued. This reference suggests a discussion on feminist theory, intersectionality, and trans experience. Di aray mga brief overview sa trans. Si Judith Butler, 1993. Butler's work such as Bodies That Matter explores gender performativity, challenging traditional notions of gender o identity. Napa si Dicker and Pipemere, 2003. Their work might focus on feminist intersections, possibly discussing how different identities sama sa mga LGBTQ+, kana ilang mga identity nga intersect with feminist issues. Sunod si Halberstam, 2005. Jack Halberstam Hilberstam's work often explores queer theory, trans identities, and feminist issues, lightening the complexities of gender or sexuality. In the context of promoting feminist inclusiveness for trans individuals, this reference likely informed discussion on intersectionality, how trans experience intersect with feminist issues, acknowledging multiple forms of marginalization. This scholar's work can help deepen understanding of the complexities of gender, identity, and inclusivity. Inclusive feminism, recognizing and valuing diverse identities and experience within feminist movements. That's all.
So number 3 is sexuality. What is sexuality? The things between queer politics and third wave feminism lie in a shared understanding of sexuality as a mean by which to submit traditional expectation of conventional gendered behavior. So, queer identities are not just restricted to sexuality, homosexuality and bisexuality, pansexuality, and so on, but instead are open to all who choose to embrace a queer vision of gender, sex, and sexuality. It is certainly true that a more open and full interpretation of sexual identity is expounded in many third wave texts, with sexual freedom often trumpeted by self-identified third wavers as a fundamental right. So, unsa din ni siya? Nasabdan na ba nato kung unsa ni siya? Ato na siya i-explain, no? Para sa mga para sa masabdan, para sa mga third wave feminist, ang sexual na kalayaan ay isang mahalagang karapatan na nangangahulugan at ng mga individual ay dapat may kakayahang malayang ipahayag ang ilahang sexualidad gani. So og mabuo ang ilahang mga kaugalingon nga pagkakakilanlan silang self. So nang walang panghusga gani kanagay dili sila husgahan. Example, ako usa ko ka tumboy niya wala ang uban tao nga kanang nang tumboy mo na siya, sayang jud kayo ang iyang kuan ba, sayang kayo iyang barog. So iguro na sila sa pagpanghusga. So dapat gani gidunta nga dili na nila husgahan kay mo may kanang gipili sa usa ka tawo niya, mo naman na ang kanang ilahang mo nang nasa ilahang dugan ba nga mo na jud na sila. So wala na mahimo ang uban ana kay mo man na ilang ganahan. Pumantay mahimo kung unsay ganahan sa usa ka tawo. So example ako to, makaana ra gid ko nga kanang iguro man sad na sila sa panghusga, dili na lang sad ko maminaw kanang silbi, dili na lang sad nato pansinon ang ilahang mga paghusga ba kay unsaon ta man nga naaraman naman jud ni sa ako ang pagkatao nga kanang tumboy na jud niya. At least wala ta nang apak sa uban tao, wala ta na pasakit o istorya sa uban mga tao niya. Kanang narasad sa tudugan nga maayo ra sad ta. So dili naman sa ta kailangan gid nga kanang ang ato to sila tubayan ng mga nagistorya ato mamingon nga lang anong nagtumboy siya, anong nagkuan na siya. So kanang ang ato lang nga kay buta sa to kagalingon nga maayo ra sad ta, dili ra sad ta kanang kuan, wala ra tay apakan ng mga tao. So mao ra to siya. Thank you.
My topic is all about discusses feminism, inclusiveness in terms of age and disability. First, age. In third wave feminism, younger women were given more roles, often overshadowing the contributions of older women who were part of earlier movements like the women's liberation movement. This focuses on youth, marginalized older women further, especially in Western cultures where ageism is already present. In the 2000, as feminism activism moved online, the issue of including older women became more important. For example, usa ka babaye nga 60 anyos nga aktibo sa 1970s, women's liberation dili na hatagan og papel sa mga modernong online feminist forum tungod kay mas gipauna ang mga batan-on. Second is disability. Although there is growing feminism disability scholarship, it hasn't fully integrated disabled women into the broader feminism movement. Concerns specific to women with disabilities are often left out of mainstream feminism discussions. Quote from Begum 1992. Disabled women often like outsiders and their issues aren't taken seriously by either the disability rights movement or the feminism movement. For example, usa ka babaye nga dunay wheelchair na gusto mo apel sa feminism rally, walay access sa venue ug walay suporta nga moasikaso sa iyang partisipasyon. That's all, thank you.
In intersectionality in the Philippine context, the Republic of the Philippines, through the Magna Carta of Women or Republic Act No. 9710, ensures that women, regardless of age, ethnicity, civil status, social class, and disability, are protected against all forms of discriminations and that their human rights are guaranteed so they may attain their full human potentials. Ang Magna Carta of Women or Republic Act No. 9710 luni siya para wakasan ang discriminations against sa mga babae by protecting o promote sa ilahang rights. Also, kani nag-promote og equality regardless of background or status. There are 3 sections in Magna Carta of Women. First, Section 17, Women Rights to Health. Section 18, Special Leave Benefits for Women. Section 19, Equal Rights in all matters relating to marriage and family relations. Here in Chapter 5, Rights and Empowerment of the Marginalized Sector, there are 3 sections. First, Section 13, Women in Especially Difficult Circumstances. Section 32, which include equal access to Moro and indigenous groups in school. Section 33, Protection of women senior citizens from neglect, abandonment, domestic violence, abuse, exploitation, and discrimination.
That's all, and thank you.